Well, hey guys, I have another fun celebrity response video for you all today. The actress Jessica Chastain, she's going to be playing Tammy Faye Bakker in an upcoming movie. She had to wear a ton of makeup, and she's been telling various news media outlets that the makeup she had to wear caused permanent damage to her skin. So I'm going to be going through an insider article, interviewing her. I'm going to be commenting and giving my response to the statements that she makes about the effect that makeup had on her skin while she was playing this role. The title of the article is Jessica Chastain says the heavy and hot makeup she wore to transform into Tammy Faye Bakker did permanent damage to her skin. If you don't know who Tammy Faye Bakker is, she is a famous televangelist known for heavy makeup, heavy bronzer, and heavy-handed eye makeup, especially her eyelashes. In order to channel the televangelist who died in 2007 following a decade-long battle with colon cancer, Chastain covered herself with a dark bronzer and thick foundation characteristic of Tammy's late 90s style. I think for sure I've done some permanent damage to my skin on this, she said. Listen, I eat very pure and I take very good care of my skin and I stay out of the sun and all that stuff. But it's heavy. And when you're wearing it all day, every day, the weight of it on your body, it stretches your skin out. All right, so a lot of you guys DM me. You said, hey, I read this article, Jessica Chastain said makeup permanently damaged her skin. I wear makeup every day. Am I gonna cause permanent skin damage? No, you're not gonna cause permanent damage to your skin. What are the risks of wearing makeup every single day? Risk number one, you develop a contact dermatitis. But that is a risk that comes with putting anything on your skin. You can develop a contact dermatitis. You can develop an allergy to one of the ingredients, and then whenever it comes in contact with the skin, you develop a rash, and you have to avoid that ingredient. The other risk with wearing makeup daily is that for some people with acne, makeup can aggravate the acne. It can, clog the pores. But even when it comes to acne, a while ago there was a paper that came out that kind of debunked this idea that people with acne should not wear makeup. Because a lot of makeup, especially in more modern formulations, it's got ingredients that kind of help absorb excess sebum, and it helps camouflage the acne, which can help with self-esteem issues around having to deal with acne. And it doesn't turn out to necessarily be problematic for most people. Sure, some people are going to have issues with heavy makeup, especially if you don't take it off at the end of the day. You never want to sleep in makeup. That is something that definitely can aggravate the acne. But no, wearing makeup every day is not going to cause permanent skin damage. There are risks with putting anything on your skin, namely contact dermatitis, but that's not just with makeup. That can happen with your skincare products, nail polish as it brushes up against your skin. You can develop eyelid dermatitis. Hair care products can cause a rash, so it's not unique to makeup. If anything, wearing makeup every day on your skin, it may help protect your skin from photoaging, basically from sun damage, because all makeup, even if it's not explicitly labeled as having sun protection in it, all makeup offers a low level of SPF. A basic foundation gives an SPF of 5, and people who apply heavy foundation, they're getting a good base layer of some UV protection. Of course, it's not adequate, it's not enough, but if you look at how people are with sunscreen as a whole, the general population and their sunscreen use, makeup wearers throughout their lifetime probably get better sun protection than the average person who only wears sunscreen when they go to the beach. Think about it. At least putting on some degree of UV blocking protection on your skin on a daily basis is better than what most people do, which is to do nothing the majority of the year and only wear sunscreen when they go to the beach or the pool. If anything, people who wear makeup every day, they may have a little bit of a protective advantage from the damaging UV rays that age our skin and lead to skin cancer. Of course, again, I want to reiterate, wearing makeup is not a substitute for wearing sunscreen and protecting your skin from the sun, with sun protective behaviors like avoiding tanning, wearing a hat, and all those things I talk about in my videos. But yeah, if anything, it may actually help you. Another potential harm that comes with wearing makeup daily is when we're talking about the risk of dry eyes. If you wear a lot of eye makeup and you tight line your eyes with eyeliner, or you wear false eyelashes, if you wear that every single day, it definitely does put you at risk for dry eyes, because it starts to interfere with how the tear film and those oils and lubricating factors come into the eye and nourish the eye. and it certainly can feed into risk for chronic dry eyes. Wearing eye makeup and eye cosmetics, it's not the only risk factor for dry eyes. People who wear contact lenses, especially if they don't give themselves a break from the contact lens, put themselves at risk for chronic dry eyes. And so it's not to say that you can't wear eye makeup. Be mindful of the cosmetics that you're using around the lid margin. People who, it's called tight lining. Listen to me. Let me just put in my application to go work at MAC. But people who tight line with the eyeliner, especially if you're doing that every single day, you're wearing false eyelashes every single day, or the lash extensions, not only put you at risk for dry eyes, but also can put you at risk for styes, because it kind of, I mean, you've got these little oil glands inside your eyelids that produce oils that help nourish the eye, and those can get clogged too, just like your skin pores can get clogged, and that can cause little, basically pimples on the eyelids, styes. So that's another risk with wearing this kind of heavy duty makeup every day. She makes this comment, listen, I eat very pure and I take very good care of my skin and I stay out of the sun. Perfect that she stays out of the sun. I don't know what eating pure means. Is that some kind of it sounds like a restaurant. I think people are under this idea that if they do all the right things, then nothing bad will ever happen to them from a health perspective, including their skin. That if you have a great diet and you take good care of your skin, you're really, really consistent with your skincare routine, then you'll never develop a skin problem. And that's not true. I mean, you can develop, like I said, a contact dermatitis to something at any point. There is this idea that if you just like eat the right foods and eat the perfect diet and have the perfect skincare routine, then you'll never have any skin problems, and that's absolutely not true. On the flip side, if you have a skin problem, don't beat yourself up like, well, if I only ate this way and if I only had, a good skincare routine, then I wouldn't have this issue. The longest transformation took 7.5 hours. See, that is noteworthy in and of itself. Nobody, I would hope, at home is doing a makeup routine that takes 7.5 hours. So context is key. This is a lot of makeup that she had to put on for this role. She showed up to set panicky and had hot flashes as a result of the heavy and hot makeup coating her body. By the time the camera started rolling, she had no energy left. Now, this is important too. Heavy makeup, cosmetics, even heavy skincare products, they can retard the evaporation of sweat off the body. That can make you feel very hot and overheated. It can make you flush. When sweat evaporates off the surface of the skin, that is how we cool ourselves down. And if that doesn't happen, if you don't have that normal evaporation of sweat off the surface of the skin, then you're gonna start feeling hot. And heavy products on the skin can occlude that sweat evaporation. And I imagine that is what she's experiencing here. People who have the skin condition rosacea, as a matter of fact, their skin is even more sensitive to this phenomenon, and they often find that heavy moisturizers or heavy skincare products, heavy makeup, makes them feel hot and start flushing. So that's definitely likely what she is experiencing here, and it can leave you feeling exhausted and fatigued. People who don't have the ability to sweat, they can become overheated very easily, and they actually can experience, heat injury as a result of not being able to cool the body. It can be deadly. There are skin conditions in which people are born without functional sweat glands. They can't really participate in sports unless they take appropriate measures to keep their body cool. So it's really, it's a disability to not be able to sweat. Excessive sweating is not only distressing to deal with, but on the flip side, not being able to sweat is equally harmful to your mental health and to your physical health. You can literally overheat. And it sounds like she has some degree of that going on here with all of the heavy makeup that she had to wear. 7.5 hours. Then she goes on to say, it was like going on a long distance flight every day, because if it takes 7.5 hours to put on, it's going to take at least 2 hours to get it off. That is true. It was concerning to me. I was worried about my circulation, she said. Yeah, I mean, that is a lot of heavy duty makeup to be putting on and then having to take off. It is actually quite a bit to go through. Is that harmful? I mean, you wouldn't want to do that every single day for years and years and years. I think in the short term of this movie film, I don't know that it had long-lasting damage to her skin. That seems unlikely, but I imagine she is experiencing a lot of dryness, maybe some residual irritation from doing this every single day. And she also was wearing, it sounds like she also was wearing prosthetics too. And prosthetics you can develop an allergy to. They have rubber accelerators, different compounds in the prosthetic that people can become allergic to. So as a matter of fact, you know, right now there's an emerging allergy to ingredients in shin guards that teenagers use for sport. So don't just think of contact dermatitis as exclusively a skincare or makeup product. In fact, you can develop contact dermatitis to a lot of other things in your day-to-day life that can cause rashes and problems. I think the public, their first thought whenever a skin problem develops is that it must be a product that they're using or that a product can solve it. But sometimes it's actually something totally different in your environment that you could be coming in contact with. When Chastain removed the prosthetics and makeup, she said she looked 50 years old. And then she goes on to say, "No, I'm kidding," she said, adding, "but it's fine, it's for my art." The Eyes of Tammy Faye premieres in theaters on September 17th. Here's what I really think about this article. I think it's mostly clickbait, and here's why. If you read the article, the tone that I get from her in this interview is really that she's talking about how the makeup was a lot to deal with every day. It was uncomfortable, and it actually was kind of a shocker to her to see herself in that much makeup, and how it kind of almost slightly, it seems like she suggested it almost kind of messed with how she got into the role a bit. She just had to get used to it and get used to this transformation. And she ends the interview by saying, "It's all right, it's for my art," you know. If you're a media outlet, your job is to get people to read your article and to click on your article. You're not gonna title the article, "Jessica Chastain on life on set." Like, people are less likely to click on that. But if instead you title the article, "Jessica Chastain thinks makeup caused permanent damage to her skin," that's gonna get more people interested, because a lot of people wear makeup every single day and they're like, "Oh my God, am I permanently damaging my skin?" They're gonna click on it and they're gonna read the bullet points. She plays a new role, transforming into the role. The heavy and hot makeup did permanent damage. That's what people are gonna see. They're not gonna open up the entire article and read the entire thing. They're just gonna, you know, take in those headlines. They're gonna, you know, get freaked out. So in summary, wearing makeup every day, no, it's not gonna damage your skin. The risks are contact dermatitis. And then when we're talking about eye makeup, it does put you at risk for chronic dry eyes, especially around the lid margin. Yes, it can aggravate acne, but that's not always going to be the case for everybody. If you have rosacea, heavy makeup may feel hot and precipitate a flush. But at the end of the day, wearing makeup on a daily basis, it may actually offer you some protection from the damaging rays from the sun. And in the long run, it may help you out. So I hope this video was helpful in going over these points that she made about having to wear all this makeup. I can only imagine how exhausting it is to have to sit there and have all that being coated on your body and those prosthetics, and then to go out and have all the energy to perform and be under the lights and everything. I am fascinated with actor transformations for roles. Actors who undergo physical transformations, whether it be that they actually physically transform their body through like some sort of, you know, diet, exercise type thing, or they transform their body through prosthetics and makeup like she's done here. I just find that, I don't know, I'm more inclined to watch movies like that where I can't recognize the actor. I think that that is really fascinating. September 17th, I'm definitely putting that on my list. I remember there was this little toy that was popular in the 90s. It was like this little squeaky toy. I don't know if it was for a baby. They had them at Walmart for a while. It was like a little caterpillar, and she had these like exaggerated eyelashes. And I remember somebody making the comment that it was a Tammy Faye Bakker caterpillar. I'm pretty excited to see this movie. Just looking at the images, I hope it's not a flop. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.